Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to relaxing children's bedtime stories and meditations, where bedtime becomes a magical adventure. Tonight, we'll journey into the snowy, twinkling streets of New York City with a calming story called Santa Found in New York. Imagine sparkling lights, softly falling snow, and a little girl named Emma searching for the magic of Christmas Eve. So snuggle up, wrap yourself in your coziest blanket, close your eyes, and let your imagination take you on a gentle, dreamy ride through this heartwarming adventure. Santa Found in New York is the perfect bedtime story to fill your dreams with wonder. Let's begin this peaceful journey together. Searching for Santa in New York. The snow was falling gently over the rooftops of New York City, a soft blanket turning the bustling metropolis into a quiet winter wonderland. The city lights twinkled like stars as the streets below grew quieter. It was Christmas Eve, and little Emma nestled under a warm blanket, gazing out of her frosted apartment window. The world outside seemed so magical, yet she felt a tingle of excitement she couldn't shake. Tonight, she was on a mission to find Santa Claus. "Do you think he's out there, Mom?" Emma whispered, her voice barely audible over the faint hum of the radiator. Her mom smiled warmly, smoothing her daughter's hair. "Maybe, sweetie. Santa could be anywhere on a night like this," she replied softly. "But you should be asleep. That's when the real magic happens." Emma's eyes twinkled, but sleep was the last thing on her mind. She couldn't rest, not yet. What if she missed seeing Santa glide through the city sky or stepping out of a cozy rooftop sleigh? She had to see him for herself. As the city settled into its quiet nighttime rhythm, Emma tiptoed through the living room, her fuzzy slippers making barely a sound. She bundled up in her softest scarf, mittens, and coat, grabbed a flashlight, and tucked her little notebook into her pocket. She wanted to write down everything she saw, just in case Santa really did appear. When Emma stepped outside, the world felt hushed and serene. Snowflakes danced lazily in the air, and the only sounds were the crunch of her boots and the soft jingling of a Salvation Army bell in the distance. The city, usually alive with honking taxis and rushing crowds, now felt like a sleepy dream. Where would Santa go first? She wondered aloud, her breath puffing out in a misty cloud. She decided to start at Central Park, a place she loved during the day and imagined might look even more magical at night. Central Park was quieter than she'd ever seen it. The lampposts glowed warmly, their light spilling over the snowy paths. Emma imagined the park was glowing just for her, lighting the way to Santa. She wandered past the frozen pond, where skaters had glided earlier in the day, their laughter now replaced by the soft rustling of tree branches. As Emma walked deeper into the park, she noticed a trail of tiny footprints in the snow. Could they be from Santa's reindeer? Her heart skipped a beat as she followed the prints, which led her to a small clearing surrounded by tall, whispering pines. There, she thought, she heard the faintest sound of bells jingling. But when she reached the clearing, there was no one there, just the quiet blanket of snow and the swaying branches. Emma felt a peaceful stillness settle over her as she looked up at the sky. The stars above twinkled, and for a moment she thought she saw something glide past the moon. Was it a sleigh, or just her imagination? Deciding to continue her search, Emma left the park and wandered into the quieter streets of her neighborhood. Storefronts were decorated with glowing lights, and wreaths hung on doors, their ribbons fluttering gently in the breeze. She passed a bakery where the smell of fresh gingerbread wafted out, warm and comforting. Through the window, she saw trays of cookies cooling on racks. For a moment, she imagined Santa stopping there for a midnight snack, his cheeks rosy from the cold. Emma smiled to herself and whispered, "Maybe he's already been here." As the clock struck midnight, Emma found herself back at her apartment building. She looked up at her own window, where the light glowed faintly. Her mom must have left it on for her. She felt a wave of sleepiness wash over her, her adventure now tucked away like a dream. Quietly, she climbed the stairs and tiptoed back into her apartment. She slipped off her coat and mittens, placing them by the heater to dry. Her mom was waiting in the living room, holding a mug of hot cocoa. "Did you find him?" her mom asked, her voice as soft as the snow outside. Emma smiled sleepily and shook her head. "Not really, but I think I felt him," she said. The city felt so quiet and magical, like he had just passed through. Her mom tucked her back into bed, pulling the blanket snugly around her. "Maybe that's the best way to know Santa's been here," she whispered, in the feeling of magic all around you. As Emma drifted off to sleep, she imagined Santa's sleigh soaring high above the city, the sound of jingling bells fading into the peaceful night. And just before sleep took her completely, she thought she heard the softest laugh. A warm, jolly chuckle carried on the winter breeze. Now, little one, let your body relax and sink into the cozy warmth of your bed. Feel your muscles loosen and let go of the day's energy. Breathe in and out. With every breath, feel yourself grow softer, heavier, and more at peace. Your mind is free to float gently, like a fluffy cloud in the sky. As you drift higher, you feel calm and light, carried into the sweetest dreams. Good night, little dreamer. Sleep peacefully and wake up refreshed, ready for another beautiful day.